Hi guys, and thank you for tuning in to the second video for Life on Wheels. I want to take a moment to thank those of you who viewed our video, 17 of you. Thank you so much, and more importantly, the two folks that chose to subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate that. And so we'll talk more about working with a disability as the channel goes along, and depending on your questions and comments, love to hear those as well. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about dating and dating with a disability. Now, dating, as we all know, can be very, very hard, particularly when you are in your 30s, like I am, and you have to encounter folks that may have been divorced, may have kids. Not that those are bad challenges, but we all have our past. I haven't been married, been close, and thankfully it was a good relationship that, for a variety of reasons, just didn't work out. Um, More into that maybe later, but um, wasn't a bad relationship at all. Um, but obviously, when you're having to deal with those issues that we mentioned, um, dating with a disability can add to that. And so there can be some challenges there as well. The first thing I want to talk about is being honest and being upfront about your disability. I'm not suggesting you should focus on that, but you should at least let the person know, particularly if you're doing it online, like so many of us do, um, about your disability at least a little bit, or at least let them know that you have one. That way, they are not caught off guard when they do meet you or as they do speak to you, and if they have questions, you can answer them. And while it may be difficult and they may not be willing to, continue to talk and move forward with you, which is understandable. That's happened to me a lot as well, and that can be hurtful at times. It will save you in the long run because, you're at least going to be upfront so that person just wasn't right for you, and you don't have to go through a long relationship and develop feelings for that person only to have that relationship not work based on the fact that they're just not willing and or able to be with someone who may have a disability. So that's number one. While it's important to focus on that, number two is to not focus on that so much that it becomes the entire relationship. Trust me when I tell you, you do not want a caregiver caregivee relationship because that will just not end well, uh, and you won't really get to know the person. So the key is to be upfront, yes, but also to focus on your shared interest and your just general liking of that person, if you click or not. So that's also very important. You don't want a relationship where they feel relied on to provide some level of care and or concern for you just based on your disability. Believe me, it will not turn out the way you want it to. Uh, and then thirdly, and this is primarily for those who are disabled or those who know someone who is, don't just try to plug them up and plug them into a person with a disability right offhand. Not to say that those two relationships cannot work, but they don't always work out simply because you can't just have a situation where two people, the only thing they have in common is that they have a disability. Now, I've run into a lot of that, and it doesn't work because if your personalities don't click, then you're in real trouble. And what's left to build on? You can't build on the only common thread being that both have some level of a disability. That's not likely to work. Um, unless they're just looking for companionship, and then that's another story entirely. And then finally, real quick, I do want to say that for those of you that may have dated someone with a physical disability or might be thinking about that, don't assume that they can't have a physical relationship or what have you, because many of us can. I will say that I can, and I do want that when the time comes in the next relationship. And, uh, so you're welcome to ask those questions. Many of us don't mind, but don't just assume that can't happen, and that we don't want that, or that we can't have kids, or we don't function in that area, because many of us do, and if we don't, we'll likely to be upfront about that as well. Uh, in our next video, coming up probably next week, depending on what my work schedule is, uh, it will focus on online dating and some of the pitfalls there as well. So, would love to have your comments, questions, and things of that nature. And anything that we could help you with, we certainly will. For those of you who view this video that haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so, and we'll have a lot of fun with you as well. And again, we thank those of you who have checked out our first video regarding working with a disability. And we'll hope to see you soon. Have a great weekend. Enjoy what should be some good weather in most of the country, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.